They've been called the worst floods in Pakistan's history by the country's Prime Minister. 1/3 of the nation's land is underwater. So what has caused these floods to be so bad, and how have people been affected? For the best of Sky News videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just tap the button below. An estimated 33 million people have been impacted by these floods, and over 1,500 people have died. Each of Pakistan's 4 provinces have been affected, but the southern states of Sindh and Balochistan have been hit the hardest. Roads, bridges and key infrastructure have been left underwater. These satellite images show towns and cities completely submerged. Communities have been totally cut off and left without food and drinking water. But these floods will have lasting effects to come. Many crops have been totally wiped out, including 45% of cotton. Pakistan's planning minister says that it will cost around $10 billion to rebuild the country. Now, Pakistan has experienced flooding before, but not to this extent. So why is it so bad this time? The Indus River, which runs through the country from the north in the Himalayas down into the Arabian Sea, is actually prone to flooding in the months of July and August. But this is unprecedented, and one reason why is rising temperatures. Now, Pakistan is home to more than 7,000 glaciers, more than any country in the world outside the North and South Poles. Now, these rising temperatures are causing the glaciers to melt, forming glacial lakes. Around 3,000 have already formed, and officials are warning that 33 of them are close to bursting. A second factor is Pakistan's monsoon season, which started earlier than normal this year. It's been dubbed the monster monsoon.
This monster is something we have never seen.
It typically lasts for 1.5 months in July and August, but the intensity, frequency and duration of rain has been changing.
This monsoon season is different.
This time it's been unrelenting, no break, 8 weeks.
Monsoon season should have stopped by end of July.
Sindh province has had nearly 8 times more rain than normal this year, and Balochistan province has had 5 times its normal level. Pakistan is the 8th most vulnerable country in the world to extreme weather, and melting glaciers caused by rising temperatures can be attributed to global warming. In April, the mercury in Sindh's Nawab Shah hit a whopping 50 degrees Celsius.
It is an entirely new level of climate-led catastrophe.
Pakistan has said it's at the ground zero of climate change, despite their carbon footprint being less than 1% of global emissions. And the country's planning minister has said richer countries have a responsibility to help the nation because they've caused climate change. Pakistan's government has been widely criticised for ignoring the urgency of climate change and not building enough preventative infrastructure. In 2010, massive floods killed around 2,000 people. But since, no plans have been implemented to prevent future floods. And now, newly formed glacial lakes have become tourist attractions. Developers have been given permission to build hotels on the banks of swollen rivers with disastrous effects. The floods could hardly have come at a worse time for a country already in turmoil. Pakistan's elected Prime Minister Imran Khan was ousted in April, leading to political turmoil. Inflation and employment are high, and the rupee is depreciating. As well as difficulty distributing aid and reaching cut-off communities, there are now fears of waterborne diseases spreading because the water simply isn't draining away. As for climate change, the number of days of predicted rainfall in Pakistan are set to rise massively. Even a limit of 1.5 degrees Celsius on global warming by 2050 will still mean 1/3 of Pakistan's glaciers melting.